We are ready. Good morning. We are ready for another program. Yes, so we welcome you to Connecting the Dots on DBS Radio. Ivona John Baptist Luge and Nigel Francis every Saturday on DBS from 9:30 until 11 o'clock. So here's how we greet you on another beautiful Saturday. My crystal ball tells me that we are going to have another fine connection today. I've been looking, I've been peeping, I've been watching. It's the first Saturday in the month of May, and we welcome you from our Connecting the Dots house, our Connecting the Dots home. Now let me tell you something about the CTD house. Here's where a lot happens, right? So we bind our relationships together, strengthen it, in fact. Here we call home. Everyone is invited, everyone is welcome. Our house is your house. How do you say that in Spanish? Nuestra casa es tu casa. Buenos dias, Nigel. It's your turn to speak Spanish. Say something in Spanish, Nigel. I was trying something.
Buenos días, ¿cómo está?
Muy bien.
Muy bien.
Mm-hmm.
Muy bien, et tú?
What?
That's it. I don't need the rest.
What you say? All right, go. Muy bien, et tú?
I said muy bien.
Okay, all right. Nigel, as I'm saying this, there was a book we used when I was at the Dominica Grammar School in first form. I think it was called La France est Direct. I'm not sure if you used it as well. It was a hardcover book. It was a hardcover book. There was a black, like the front was black background, and there was some design in it, like, you know, when we used to make the paper fans. So it had like it had this like one in orange, like white and something like teal or green. And anyway, Nigel, in this book there was a conversation between Jacques and Philippe. Oh, you remember that? I think we would have said that long time ago. So it went like this, and fill in the blanks. So Nigel, if I forget anything,
I'll have to fill in all the blanks.
So as I said, it's a conversation between Jacques and Philippe. So Jacques would say, "Allô, c'est Philippe Ledoux," and Philippe would say, "What, Nigel?"
I don't know.
Oui, c'est moi.
Oui, c'est moi.
Right, and then Jacques would say, "Bonjour, Philippe." Say, Jacques, tu vas bien? And then Philippe would say,
oui, tu vas bien?
Oui, toi aussi.
Oui, toi aussi.
And then Jacques would say, très bien, merci, tu es prêt? And then Philippe would say,
oui, je suis prêt.
And then Jacques would say, viens vite. But Nigel, you're not too bad, you know.
No, I try to remember little things.
Yeah. And that was years ago, you know. And then
years ago.
There was some
I will never use that book still, I doubt.
I doubt. And there were some other conversations, Mona Patama is to a Patama. Anyway. But the Philippe and Jacques conversation, it's just forever etched in my memory.
Yes. I think that allowed you to learn French even better.
Yes, yes.
You know, Mademoiselle Sever at the SMA. Mm-hmm. It was famous for that.
You had to say that very early. Very, very early in the program. But that's all right.
Yes.
I will tell you, very early as well. I got, in fact, since Wednesday, I got a message, a written excuse from the one Alvin Thomas indicating that he will be occupied. Yes, he's unavailable and he's asking that he not get a detention.
Let's see. Well, since you provide the written excuse.
Yes, tell me.
Yes, we'll just give him a demerit for now.
So we'll give him a demerit.
Yes.
Well,
remember there's like 5 demerits is equal to detention, or 3 demerits. How used to go? I don't remember.
I think that's 3.
A certain amount of demerits.
Yes.
After you get a certain amount of demerits, then you get a detention. Yeah, something like that. So
okay.
I'm not sure if it's 3 or 5.
So this SME boy, he'll get a detention, you tell me, or a demerit?
Well, considering
excuse.
SME.
But then again, it's SME.
Considering from SME, I think I'll just give him a pass.
It's SME, skip matters always. So it's all right. Let's move on. Anyway, Nigel, tomorrow all roads lead to Portsmouth for Jazz and Creole.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have your outfits. You got the outfit that was sent. Everything is good.
Yes.
Well.
Yeah, Connected the
Right.
Dots outfit. So yeah, I'll be representing the Connected the Dots because for us this marriage of jazz and music and Creole music and culture has a strong connection. So it's obvious that will be there.
It does, and I'm looking forward to good things happening down there at the Cabarets.
At the Cabarets,
yes. For Jazz and Creole once again.
Jazz and Creole.
Great headliners and artists and performers. And I think a lot of people also go because of the ambience and the food and just the nice Creole vibes.
The dress up, moment.
Yes.
It's also big, It's very, very big.
Yes, yeah. I can imagine the hairdressers and the salons and the boutiques are pretty busy today.
Yeah.
For those who forgot and they're doing the final preparations, right?
Yeah. So
yes.
So nice mix, Jazz and Creole.
How was the event last night? I think
I did not go. I sent the girls. I haven't seen them since morning, so they're still asleep when I left. But
that means they had a good time.
Yes, they should have had a good time. When you look at the lineup for last night, and what was expected, what was presented more so. You just understand that people would enjoy themselves and that the ladies would put on a great performance. That tribute would have a big thing. So, and it's also May Day workers' holiday observed on Monday.
Which was why it would have been really, nice to have our SMA boy, Mr. Thomas.
Yes. I know we had the plan. And it was working until Wednesday. When he remembered he had something, but it's all right.
But that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
It happens.
Yes.
But so it's also May Day.
Yeah. I remember the celebratory aspects of May Day was huge, Nigel. That is no more. And I'm sure you remember back in the day how much people, regarded that day, which is set aside to recognize workers and the rallies and the speeches and things like that. And that was really big.
Yes. I think people looked forward to that particular day. It was like a picnic thing, but it wasn't just a picnic thing. It was a nice gathering of workers, laborers, those who've given service, and they would hear the different speeches.
Speeches against exploitation. The need for better working conditions, increasing pay, and things like that.
Need to improve this and improve that. I don't know what has happened to the unions, though. In terms of that, I know they tried at some point.
Not just the unions. I mean, everything has just
all
changed.
been together. Even though,
Yes.
I mean, the employees themselves.
Yeah,
it's like people, I guess, now the media is more just like going to the beach.
Yeah, man. I mean, and there's so many
just
distractions.
Just a day to rest, recover, relax.
Yeah, that was a different time. And I mean, I really wish that it could come back in some form. It was really powerful back then to have the rallies, and the speeches and all of that. But the unions are trying, but I don't know. Something is just eluding us.
I know they had tried at one point to have a combined event. Yes, it was said.
In fact, even a trade union congress. Yes. But there were many stalwarts in the movement, Nigel, who championed the cause of the working class. In fact, probably this can bring us to a Dominica corner, Nigel. So let's name at least 10 union leaders, like living and dead, and some have died. A lot have died, and we have a lot here still. So let's name at least 10 union leaders. And so the first one that comes to mind, and so my turn first. The first one that comes to mind is Issy Black.
Oh yes.
So we have we have Curtis Augustus, we have
Augustus, we had Louis Benoit,
right, Zaboka, Fideline Moulon, she was a champion as well.
Yes, she was a too. Yes, and then you had Mr. Bernard. What is his name now? The tailor guy.
Yes, Bernard Nicholas. Alvin Serra as well in his own right as well. Thomas Slater, Rollins Gemot again. Leo Shillingford,
Alvin Thomas himself.
Alvin Thomas, yes.
Of recent time, Charles Savre.
Yes.
Former presidents. Who else we've had? We've had some We can mention, I mean, must call, Sonia Williams, who
Oh
always
yes, Sonia
speaks.
Williams. Yeah, man, a
So
strong
Sonia
advocate
Williams,
for
good
people's.
morning to you.
Yes, yes. So
Yes,
yes,
yes.
people. Steve Joseph too is playing a major
Steve
role,
Joseph, who is still
and
around in
and,
the
and
Expo
this guy
doing his
at
thing.
Wow Donald is role. I'm trying to remember his first name. Is it Donald? I should remember. Come on,
What's the first name?
I
What's the
think it's
first name? I don't remember
Donald.
the first name.
He went to this Dominica
It's
Grammar
Donald,
School.
right?
Yes, Donald.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. Yes, I mean, Norrin Joseph herself was part of the movement at
Delia
some
Coffee
point.
Weeks would have done a lot
Celia
too in
Coffee
that regard.
Weeks,
Yeah.
and
So quite a
Wadix
few
also
people.
did his own
Yes,
thing,
yes.
in the wow of
Yeah.
recent time.
Shop stewards at
Frederick
various.
Riley was also there in the recent times.
Yeah.
So wow.
Yeah, shop stewards as well would have played a major role.
Yes, they would have played a
Especially back
major
in the
role.
day. They still continue to play their role, but I mean, before that was so prominent, in terms of the role of trade union leaders.
Oh yes.
But,
when you were the union rep and there was this guy at CSA. Was it Arthur? I'm trying to remember Arthur what. Arthur was Arthur was the tall guy, tall black guy.
Somebody will tell us.
One day somebody can help us out.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Yeah. But let us check the book right away.
Oh yes,
let us check the book.
Just helped us. Good morning, Talifia. Arthur Smith.
Arthur Smith. All right, that's it.
Yes. Arthur Smith over at SMA. Yes, definitely. I said SMA. CSA. CSMA, that SMA thing.
I just
CSA. Okay. So we've named about 15 of them. We did very well.
Yeah, we did well. We did
very well.
There are some things you should never forget.
Remember any at DBS who represented DBS in the union. But it was WOW anyway, right?
Yes, WOW.
Yeah,
yes,
so,
WOW.
Yes.
Yeah. So we had the Waterfront and Allied Workers Union. We had the National Workers Union.
Yes. Rollins Gemot, as you mentioned.
Rollins Gemot, that's my friend. Yes, my good friend. Yes. I think I mentioned him earlier. I hope so.
You probably did.
That's my good friend. That's my
yes. Friend. National Workers Union, WOW, Waterfront and Allied Workers Union. What we had the CSA, right? Civil Service Association.
PSU,
then we had
Public Service Union.
Yes, the PSU. Then we had Dominica Trade Union,
DTU, Bernard Nicholas.
And then who else came? Now of course you have the teachers.
We'll have to have a
Celia Nicholas and those who came to form the Dominica Teachers. What is it?
Right, DAT, Dominica Association of Teachers. Very good night. So Celia Nicholas was at the forefront of that as well. And now we have, as the president is moving, Alexander. Yeah.
Good. Yes.
So we'll have to have as well a CTD union in time to come.
Yes. So, to represent all those on the book and otherwise. Yeah. So if you're late, then you can. And we give you a detention, you can go to your union rep and say, hey, I was there on time. Yes, Rosalind Several McLean, good morning to you. Wants to remind us that child sovereign in the 1970s led CSA. I found myself on Parish Hall stage, the guitar, leading the rally.
Wow. Wow, on Parish Hall stage.
Interested. Yes, those days at the Parish Hall, when Parish Hall was there.
Oh yes. And
the trade union
Piper
step right there in Lago.
The Piper step right.
In
Lago.
The trade union
meeting places really, yeah. A lot of history there.
Oh yes.
All right. So you're saying. So what is the book saying generally?
Well, the book is saying it's going nicely already. Glenn the Castle. Good morning to you. Kisa, I don't usually listen to DBS, but Nigel has some comparing to that man Brain. Brain, my good friend Brain. All right, Brain. Good morning.
What does that mean? Anyway.
It's all good. Hazel Shillingford, good morning. Simeon George, good morning to you. Crispin Shillingford, blessings and all. Good morning. Yes, Jules is there as always. Good morning. Jacqueline Stedman, good morning. So if you help us out earlier, good morning. And of course, those on the YouTube as well, we can't forget you. Yeah. Good morning. Always nice to have you join the CTD family for another session today.
Today.
So be good as always.
Yeah. So what we're going to do right now, Nigel, is to pray and
yes.
As soon as we pray, we welcome our guests. So I have the prayer.
You have the prayer?
Okay, yes. Beautiful. So the prayer for connecting the dots, Heavenly Father, Creator of mankind and the universe. We thank Thee for the gift of life today and all the blessings you continue to bestow on your children. We seek your presence and intervention throughout this program, and we ask that you keep us connected always. We also pray for the success of the program, its coordinators, its hosts, and listeners, and that they may have and find purpose and enjoy what they share. Bless our radio station and the nation, and may we grow to love and unite with each other, irrespective of our differences. All this we ask in your name now and forever. Amen.
Amen, amen, and amen.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to bring on our guest, Nigel.
Blessings, yes.
Yeah, it's time to bring on our guest.
It is.
Mm-hmm. Who is our guest? The confident and vivacious Marcelline Edwards is our guest this morning, Nigel. I think we'll have a good program with her. And when we understand especially what she's doing, we'll appreciate even more the fact that a lot of Dominicans residing overseas, residing abroad, they are committed to, help promote everything Dominica, and that's good. Marcelline Edwards is very vocal, on issues of national importance, national development. And so she's very much involved as well in creating an avenue for Dominicans to showcase, their talents and their products, everything Dominica, as I said. In fact, the next Dominica Diaspora Exposition is early in June. And we want to shed some light on this important event. So Marcelline will guide us as to what will be happening, about the genesis of this product, and everything, Nigel, we can find out, because it's a big thing. And maybe we'll have to go to the Dominica Diaspora Expo, Nigel. We'll have to be there live and broadcast live from the event. So we'll see. All right, Nigel?
Yes.
So we bring on Marcelline Edwards.
Marcelline
Let's bring her
already
on.
said she have our rooms for us. That's not an issue.
Yes.
She has accommodation.
Oh my goodness! And she was like, "Ivona, you need to come. But
yes, she have accommodation. Just get there.
Mm-hmm.
She done book the hotel already. Just come.
Yeah.
So yes, we're gonna hear about the Dominic Expo. We're also gonna hear a bit about Marcelline herself, and how she ended up being where she is in terms of having this thing organized, this event. So good morning to you, Marcelline. Welcome to Connecting the Dots. It's a pleasure to have you here on this Saturday. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, good morning, Nigel, and good morning, Ivona.
Good morning to you.
I like how you guys made me laugh. You made me laugh and you made me feel.
You did. We took longs, we.
Excuse me?
We can be two longs when we're ready. So we're happy that we made you laugh.
Yes. And it was nice hearing you share, Ivona, this morning, earlier on when you spoke about, Philip Ledoux, and we all...
Oh, you remember that as well?
Of course.
Oh, my goodness.
Acting up. And then, he couldn't even remember some of it. Nigel could not even remember some of it in the Spanish. But we all learned that at high school. And you say, oh, my God, here she's probably in the same age group as I am, And, it's just sad that we remember our French teacher. She was favorably called Baby Joan. She passed earlier on. And she would come in the class, bonjour, Philippe, c'est Jacques. Tu es prêt? And we all would be answering. So, yes, it takes me back to my high school days. Yeah.
Yeah. These were the days, my friend. You remember the book? They had, it was a hardcover book.
Yes, of course.
La France est direct, something like this. I will never forget this. It's like you can forget the Student's Companion and the West Indian Reader. And
the geometry set.
Oh my goodness, yes. Let's not go there, because that would be a whole program, Nigel, if we have to go there.
Oh, yes.
The compass and the protractor.
You have to go back definitely so.
Yeah.
Of course.
But good.
Yes, I like how Nigel put it, that we are coming to the Expo. And Ivona, you too. I know Ivona will always come to the Expo, because that's what we are here to talk about this morning. So yes, thank you. Mm-hmm. And I just want to say a special good morning to you both, and thank you for having me this morning on Connecting the Dots. I want to say a special good morning to your entire listening audience, and no matter how they are connected, I just want to say good morning, a special good morning to all the artists, the authors and crafters listening. I know they're listening. I bring greetings from my home state, New Jersey, on behalf of myself and all Dominican diaspora. And of course, we all are, multi-talented, multifaceted. So I bring greetings from wherever we hail from, and wherever we connecting from the New York tri-state and the rest of the Dominican Caribbean diaspora communities as well. I bring all of this with love to my homeland Dominica and all its wonderful people. It's just a beautiful morning.
It
And
is.
yes, it's a beautiful morning. And it's really an honor sitting here with you and Nigel. And I just want to thank you all for having me on Connecting the Dots once again to speak about the Dominican Diaspora Art and Crafts Annual Expo, which is dated for June 8th, 2024. It begins at 10 o'clock in the morning. And the venue is 767 Stuyvesant Avenue in Irvington, New Jersey. But of course, the expo starts at 10 o'clock, but there will be breakfast from 8 o'clock in the morning. So, of course,
All
you can
right.
come on.
Yeah. But Nigel, of course, we need to find out who is Marcelline Edwards
Well,
before we get to that point as to why she's so much
we all
involved
know
in
what to
this.
say, all what she had to say first, but
Yes.
she's going to have to come back.
So
to
let's
say
put her in her
who
place.
is
Then Nigel, go
Who
ahead.
is this? Yeah, let's put her back in the seats. Let's find out who is this person, Marcelline Edwards, that ended up, having this Dominican Expo.
Okay.
So you mentioned about high school and Juicy Pray, and you used to enjoy that too, and Baby Joan.
Yeah.
Of course, Baby Joan, I remember her very well. Lived at my house for a bit whenever she was in town because the family was close to her. So in terms of Marcelline and the high school and everything else, first of all, what part of Dominica is Marcelline from?
Okay, I hail from the community of Concord, Marigot. And of course, I went to the Dominica Grammar School.
Say it again. So yes. Meline, come again. When you say this, you have to say it. You have to repeat for emphasis, and you have to
Yes.
say
I
it.
went to the Dominican Grammar School, and after the hurricane, well, everything was down, and the root crops and everything. And then here came the high school in our area, the St. Andrews High School. So I continued there. And after school, I went on to work with Life of Barbados, which is now Surgical Life Incorporated. And I worked for a few years. Then I, migrated to the U.S. But Ivona, as you know, you and Nigel know, it is well known that my name is a Dominican household product, meaning that I am always involved, making my civic contributions to my country and my Dominican people in one way or the other. I really did not leave Dominica behind because the first thing I did when I got off the boat was to participate in the Madame Wub duet show, Miss North America. And even if I could not dance, not one cultural song, but I got someone to teach me a thing or two about modeling the Wub duet with song, and I learned. Subsequently, I joined the Dominica Emerald Organization of New Jersey, and I served as a secretary for 4 years, vice president for 2 years, and 1 year as the PRO. So over that 7-year period of volunteering my time, efforts, and even my private space, where, we hosted many events to raise funds. And, so here am I. So here I am. When I served on that group, which brought, of course, that group brought the Dominica culture, the Dominican culture of the Madame Wub Duet show and our independent service to this part of North America. And I was always involved. And my professional background, as I said, is within the insurance industry. I worked in Dominica, and I am licensed here in the states of New Jersey and New York.
All right. So let's go back a little. So you were at the Dominica Grammar School before you went on to the Northeast Comprehensive School. Nigel, come on. Northeast Comprehensive, right? So, but you mentioned a hurricane. So what hurricane was that?
It wasn't the Northeast Comprehensive at the time. It was St. Andrews High School.
Oh, you're right. That's true. So what hurricane was that? I'm just trying to.
That was Hurricane David.
Oh,
Hurricane David
so you were at
Hurricane.
high school already in Hurricane David? At Hurricane?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Wow. I would have gone to high school years after this, but I just want to
So
put it in
Hurricane
context.
David put a number on the crops and everything else, and everything was down, and
Yeah. All right. So, but I want to get a feel of how you grew up in Marigot and how Marigot was, as a young girl growing up in Marigot. What can you remember specifically, especially at this time? Mayfest is on in that part of the island. So, give us a little about Marigot. Let us, understand how it was like for you growing up in Marigot.
Well, I did not grow up, in Marigot itself. I grew up in Concord,
Concord,
and
okay.
yes, so but Concord is just a small community. We were always together with Marigot, and it's a unique community, more or less. We are the only community with two constituencies, two parliamentary representatives, and the river, this big river that runs through the middle of the village, is what separates the community. And we, on one side, on the side of where OJ Seraphin lives, we vote in Marigot, and across the river vote in the Salibia constituency. But Marigot was a very vibrant community, and most of what we needed, we would often go into the main village, Marigot, to get it, because Concord did not really have, so many amenities in the early part of it. It's later down. Then, well, there was always a school, but we had no church, we had no health services there, and we would often go back to Marigot to get everything. Marigot was a vibrant community, and there were bread bakers, there were fishermen, fisher folks. There were people doing, so much, agriculture, and that's where my dad is from. My dad is from Marigot, and back in the day, I remember there was a lot of huckstering. My dad himself was a huckster for some time. He would go over to the French islands and sell his produce. So we knew him going back and forth into Guadeloupe, and bringing home all those good things from Guadeloupe. And back in the day, it was just a lot of fun. It was just so many things happening in Marigot. There was, so many bakeries where you would get that nice hard mastiff and the coconut cakes and stuff like that. And it was we had our schools, we had everything. We still have our schools. We have, the people were more self-sufficient, because the economy, back then, it was everybody. Farming was the main source of the economy, and everybody was just doing the farming. People were producing on a high level. People were making all their money through farm work. That is how our parents sent us to school, and it was just a very thriving community. And that's what I can say.
So tell us about Marcelline. How were you like very much involved in community life? Were you, as a young girl, not troublesome as we normally say, but were you, you always had to be part of something? Were you or were you an introvert? What was Marcelline like back in the day?
I was never an introvert. I was always involved in my community, and we had an improvement committee. I was the PRO of the improvement committee, and we did a lot of things together for the community on National Day of that day of National Day of Service. We worked towards establishing our first pipe-borne water system, and we did it ourselves. At the time, the WASCO was not there, and we did it ourselves. We would clean the road, we would plant flowers, we would get involved in the National Day, the planting competition, because we would always try to compete with Calibishi, but for some reason, Calibishi always won. And
Calibishi was known for this,
yes, they always won, no matter how hard we tried. We would clean the roadside, we would plant the flowers. Calibishi always won. And I served for some time as the chairperson for the credit committee for the Marigot Credit Union. So I did some work with the institution, voluntary work with them as well. And I have always been involved. If there's a funeral, I would be there. I would do, help decorate the church. decoration, floral decoration was part of my thing as well. And even if I was not a professional at it, but I would always, come with my car full of flowers. When it's a funeral, when it's a wedding, people would ask me to decorate the church. I carried about 5 or 6 weddings, and I people would just call me just to do things, and I would always be there.
So you will
If
always a go-to girl.
Yes, if somebody's child is sick, if police beat the child, I would be the first to write a letter to the commissioner. I would be the first person to go to the hospital with them. People would come shop at my home. They would ask me to make recommendations for them. I would be, people. I was just that girl. And I am still that person that I'm very much involved and still helping. I do a lot of things privately, and there is a young lady who is she's a dental technician in Antigua. There was a situation where they had expelled her from school in first form. She and her brother, and they repeated first form, and they both repeated first form, and I think that was very traumatic for two young children. And I took the mother and I went into the Ministry of Education back then. And I said, well, you have to go and talk to the Minister of Education, because you can't have your two young children, particularly your daughter, thrown out in first form. I mean, this is I don't know. You have to go do something. Maybe they will take her back out of school. So when we went into the Ministry of Education, the minister tried to talk to the mother. She could not explain herself. She started crying, so I had to do the explanation. And of course, me and say, what are they sending her home to do? This is unheard of. What are they sending home this young child to do, to get pregnant? And something has to be done. So the minister started calling. The education minister started calling, and he called, and the school said that was the policy. The principal said that was the school policy. And what they did, they sent her back to the junior secondary program. So she had another opportunity to go through the junior secondary program, and another chance to go back to high school. This time she was feeling too ashamed to go back to the school that had thrown her out. So she went to the other school. And there were two high schools in Marigot, so she went to the other one. And she stayed in there. She did well. She graduated, and she went to UWI. She went to UWI from Antigua to further her education in dentistry. And she's practicing right now in Antigua. She calls me mother. She calls me. She says, if it was not you, if it wasn't for you, I don't know what would happen to me. And I'm getting the chills, and I'm getting emotional, and you know, but I do things like that. You know, I am just, people always, there's something goes wrong and they call my number. I remember working a day in my office, and in Roseau, and one of the agents came up to me, and he said, that thing you're doing there just jinx people, You don't realize every time somebody have a problem, they come to you. So he told me it jinxed people, because every time someone has a problem, they would find me. But I did not see it as that. I just wanted to help. I would help them. I would find solutions. I would. That's who I am. I don't like injustice, and I pretty much stand up for the cause of justice.
Wow, good story, Nigel. I love this.
And one of the things I always said, we grew up in a community where they were always, people always voted for who they wanted to vote for. And we never made that, we did not see politics on the plates, on our plates, because we grew up in a closely knitted community. And we just didn't know, we just did not see that. we did not care. We did not, we shared, we what have you, and it had been like that. That was the home, that was the home I was brought up in. And that's why I always said we support what we support, but when it comes to I cannot hate my brother. I don't like certain things, but I cannot hate my brother because he supports a different party than I support. So I just think that is how we need to be as a people, and and I took that same attitude into the expo. The expo is apolitical. I don't care what you look like, what color you support. You have a product. Come. Let us come. The expo is for you. Come and market your products. Come and brand your product. Come. This is what we do.
Nice, Nigel. Yeah. We have some blanks to fill in. We want to go back to some
We
areas,
have some
Nigel?
blanks to fill in, but I love the journey.
Yeah.
I love the human touch, the human element to mastering, and what she's always been doing and being part of, back in school, Marcelline, before we get to the expo, back in school, were you involved in sports? Were you involved in activities that the school might have been putting on?
At the time, not the school was back in the early. The school was not really like that because it was just after the hurricane, and and everybody was still trying to, and it was a new school, so no, and no. But what I had liked, I liked doing. I had liked participating in I liked writing. I liked participating in essay competitions and that what have you, but within the school. And I remembered doing an essay, and when it got to the class, the teacher said, after reading the essays and stuff, she said, 2 or 3 essays, really piqued her interest. So when she said that, she called out, and then she said, Marcelline Gordon, how did you think of all those things for you to write in the essay? And she literally laughed. She read the essay to the class, and she literally laughed until she cried. And then she said, bring your report card, your conduct card. And I brought it up for her, and I got 3 merits for that one essay. And this was just the hardest this teacher, I don't know, it was not easy for merits to come by from her. And when she gave me those 3 merits, I said, wow, this was really interesting.
Wow, that must have been a defining moment for you as well.
Yes.
When a teacher can grade you that high and say those kind words, and you remember that.
Oh, yes,
that motivated you a lot.
Yeah, because a merit was not easy to come by, and she would literally meet you and pinch you if you were doing something, just and she was a
Nigel, you ever pinch a child as a teacher?
I don't think I ever pinched a child.
We had to just bring this.
Not that I remember.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I just remember teachers like that, and I'm happy that you're saying this as well. Because in recent programs we have had a lot of people talk about their childhood days in particular school and mention teachers and how many of them would have had an impact on their lives. In some cases, some of our guests felt that the teachers could have done better. Some of the teachers could have done better. So I'm very happy that you're bringing this in. And you remember that teacher, who helped you along your journey. So that's interesting. That's good. Okay, so Nigel, so where do we go to? I want to talk about the expo. We'll talk about it in a short while, but there are certain things that we want to know still.
Expo, but we like to find out the form because, in a sense, it is that foundation which probably led Marcelline to what she's doing now in terms of having that expo and all the things that she grew up within the community.
A Mother Teresa.
Probably laid the foundation there. What about the community, though? Concord, Margaret, whichever one. In terms of being there, it's something everyone and I always talk about, being there for the children and helping to raise that particular child, that community that always does that. Would you say that was what happened back then?
Yes, the Concord community is a community that I still consider it to be closely knit, and because it was like who wasn't your brother was your uncle.
Mm.
And who wasn't your uncle was your cousin. So it's a small community, and people are together. And yeah, we it was the indigenous people on the other side, and we on the other side. But it's just one family because we didn't see them as indigenous people. When I say indigenous people, I see myself in the indigenous people because my grandfather came from Salibert. My grandfather was a Frederick from Salibert, and so my roots came from both Marigot and Salibert and Castle Bruce and Saint Sauveur. So that's the link, that's the connection. But the community was always a very closely knit community, and the community is small. And back in the day, you had strong stalwart men, most of them passed now, and literally it's like most of the people have passed, and I think Concord was just a community of 300 and something people, but with all these people dying, and it's a new set, some migrated. There are people who have really come into the community after I left, and some of them I don't really know some of them because they are younger. Sometimes when they're talking, I say, well, this person who lives in Concord, I say, but I never met that person. I don't know the person because it's I have left like 20 years ago. So I have, you know, but
Cut in some of those.
yes,
What
but
about the music though? What about the
Yeah, I was
music at
just
the
about to
time?
ask
What
this. But
yeah, what
actually,
kind of
good. It's
music
actually listening to
yeah,
my brain, man.
the music
we connect so well, that's the
the
thing.
music at the time. Well, I will tell you about the home where I was brought up in. My mom came from Castle Bruce. They were born in Castle Bruce, and they came from a home where her parents had a dance group back in the day. So they would dance the jimping and the court reel and what have you. And at Independence time, she just loved independence. And the radio at that time, we had radio. The radio would be playing, the music would be blaring, and she had all the pictures of the madam, of those dressed up at the days in the days they used to call them matadors. So she had all those photos of that, and we did not learn how to dance those songs, but she knew how to dance those songs, and those songs were always playing at our home. So we became linked to that aspect of the culture. But Marigot really is not a community that like Grand Bay, or like those communities that can understand the patois and really incline to the songs.
But two names come to mind, and one group, Black Affairs, with Anthony Gussie. Is Black Affairs Anthony Gussie?
Yes.
My partner. Why? I hope you're not listening, because
Yes,
Anthony Gussie, Angelo Allen as well. Nigeria, Angelo
Oh
Allen was
yes, oh
involved in
yes.
music as
Angelo
well.
was part.
So
Oh
he's from
yes,
that
yes.
part, of Dominica as well. So you want to get a feel of, in terms of culture. You mentioned, of course, the dances and all of that, but in terms of the music,
Black Affairs. Well, at the time of Black Affairs, you know, the home I grew up in, we couldn't really go there, say it. We couldn't really go to dance
Ah,
like that. So it's not that we were like, you know. And I do like Black Affairs music, and they have especially that song.
Camilla, what kind of woman you gonna make her down?
Yes, that song. What kind of woman you gonna make, Carmela? I really like that. I really like that song, and I like the genre of that music, of that type of music. Stemming back in those days, stemming back in the 80s and the 70s and 80s, and I relate to that type of music well because that is what we were brought up home. But one of the things that we really had to do back at our home back then was the news. that news, we had to listen to the news. We had to listen to the morning news. We had to listen to the evening news. We couldn't talk when the radio was giving the news. So we had to listen to Dominican news. We had to listen to the regional news. We had to listen to BBC News. We just had to listen to news. And until, and this is just, entrenched in me, I must listen to the news. I cannot go without listening to the news. Even if you ask me about a movie, I would not know about a movie. But the news, I must get the news. That is how important it was. So our father instilled that aspect in us. You have to listen to the news. You have to know what is going on around you. You cannot just live, like you're blind. You have to pay attention to the things that are going on around you.
How many siblings? I'm not sure if you mentioned it earlier on. How many siblings you grew up with in your house?
Oh, we had, it was a lot of us. Um, I have, I have, well, my mom had 13 of us. So,
Wow. Your mom
yeah,
had 13.
13 of us. And,
Strength.
you know, the nine on Gordon's, like biological, both, well, my dad and my mom had 9 kids.
So I'm putting
And
two and two together. You said Gordon side. So you're related to Nazarene Gordon.
yes, Nazarene. Nazarene is
Ah,
my first cousin. So we
okay.
had, my dad and my mom had 9 kids. And, and she had like four challengers. So that is how our family comprised of 13. And my siblings, I came down more or less like the fourth, before right down the fourth before the last. And it was just a wonderful thing growing up with so much of us, because it was a lot of us and we just grew up in that home, and it was just great. And we looked out for each other, we wore each other's clothes, it was great growing up. I remember part in the early, my mom worked with the she wanted to work, and my dad said, well, she wanted to work. She wanted to go to the city to work. And then my dad said, I don't think you should leave your beautiful kids and go and then to work. And then she said, well, I just wanted to work. But although he was doing his huckstering and stuff like that, you know, she wanted to work herself. And, he did not say, well, okay, I'm not going to let you not go. So he let her go. She would work and she'd come up on the weekends. Now she worked with the Astafans. She worked in the Astafans with the Astafans at Santa Roma. So she was one of their cooks. And she worked there for a few months. And my dad took care of us. I remember during those months, my dad would come over here and he would prepare our meals. And he was the father who was the real father. He was always there. We grew up with our both parents, and he was always there. And that's the home that we were brought up in. He was a disciplinarian. He just celebrated his 97th birthday on the
Wow.
6th of April, and he has all his faculties in check. He's strong. He is, whenever you call him, he's alert. He knows you're there. So he's still there, really, being that strong pillar. Every morning, consistently, we would get up and we'd hear our father pray. That man would never get up and leave his bedside without he pray. And every morning, religiously, he would pray for his children. And in my adult years, like my adult life, sometimes I would, and that was in the past, I would get up and not pray. And I would just go with the premise, oh, my dad don't pray for me already. But yes, but he's still that man who still prays, and he's very much involved. And they were the stalwarts in the community back then. And
Wow.
they really kept the.
Wonderful journey.
Yeah,
Wonderful
I,
journey,
I like
Marcelline. And
this.
Marcelline was just saying, boy, I didn't come for all that yet
Yeah.
this morning.
I
I only
know.
No,
bring
we
to
have
all
to
my
find out who you
childhood
are. That's
days.
good. That's
But that's
good.
what we do. We love to
Yeah.
connect because what we found out a lot of times is that during all that time, a foundation was being set, and without recognizing it. And then we realized that at the end of it all, hey, let's go back and see, maybe it all started from there. Final question in terms of before we get into the expo, Marcelline. your working life as an insurance agent. I'm trying to find out because this was like early days when insurance began in Dominica. Um, what was it like for you at the time being an insurance agent? During a time when probably people didn't think that much about insurance. What was it like?
When I did insurance, Curtis Tong was my manager. I started with Life of Barbados, and it was back in the day. It was not a difficult thing to sell life insurance, and I think that the people had already their minds were already you know there where insurance is concerned, and I think it's it's the training that you receive, and if you're trained properly, and if you market the needs of the person, if you identify the needs of the person and find a solution for the person, it is easier for the person to buy life insurance. And we did there's this course, the Caribbean Life Underwriters course, that we did back in the day with Martin Charles, and Martin Charles was an insurance agent as well, and Rhoda
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
and all these people, Shirley Allen, Cheryl Roll. We did the Life Underwriters training course and got qualified. So when you're a qualified agent, it is easier to market the product. And you're just not marketing a product. It is the needs that you uncover. You have to uncover the needs of the people. And if you cannot uncover the needs and identify with the needs and market something to a solution to cover those needs, then people will not buy. So you have to be trained, number one, and you have to take the client's needs into consideration. So it makes your job much more easier. And back in the day, it was not difficult at all because there was people understood the reasons why they needed life insurance, and they bought life insurance. Back in the day, I earned like I have salary like end of year returns from inland revenue. I earned like $109,000 a year in Dominica. So we traveled. We had big bonuses like 10,000, 8,000. It's like there were insurance agent back then that every time the commission is paid, they would have to. There's this thing where you can deposit $10,000 into your bank. You have to get I forget how you call it, they have this thing where you have to fill out that paperwork. I
mm-hmm.
I think it's not coming to mind right now, but you have to do that. And it was just very easy to sell insurance back in the day. And I enjoyed being an insurance agent. And when I came to America, I sold insurances as well with Primerica, and I still do some part-time work. But it is a wonderful industry to get into, because at the end of the day, the needs of the people are always there. You always have a need for insurance. And this is one of the reasons why we brought up, that we have an insurance corner in the expo. We have an agent who comes in to talk about the need for life insurance, because as we see it, people take fun in establishing GoFundMe's to take care of last minute expenses. But just like you take care of your life expenses, your last minute expenses is also part of your life expenses. And if you do not take care of your last minute, you don't make provisions for your last minute expenses, then you'll wind up in a situation where you have to do a GoFundMe in the event of death. And that is, we all want to live, but we know that death is final and death must occur. How do you do that? You have to take control, and you have to set things in place, put things in place that will take care of those last minute expenses. And that is why life insurance is so important. It doesn't matter what your economy looks like. Your economy is bad, that is when you need it most. People are still dying. Death is not waiting for the economy to get better for you to die. And a lot of times people die when the economy is is not doing good. And what is going to take care of your family? So if you market your product well, people will buy. And it is amazing that I can, when I go to Dominica and I see all the clients, some of the old clients that still come back, because every time I visit Dominica around Independence Time, I spend Creole Day at my old office in Roseau at Surgical Life Incorporated. Because we always had this, this camaraderie, all this food on Creole Day, and the clients coming in and, coming in for a bite, and stuff. So I still go back to my old office and spend Creole Day with them every time I come to Dominica. I like the independence. Independence is a time I just love. I love my independence. And that is the time I get homesick. I want to come home. Carnival does not do that to me, but the independence, when I hear the cultural songs and the thing, I get in a kind of shango for my country. I want to go back home at that time. This is the time I want to go home. I don't want to hear nothing. I just want to be in Dominica.
Wow. Our guest, Marcelline Edwards, very, very interesting story there this morning. We want to go on to the Dominica Diaspora Exposition, obviously. We have to talk a little more about independence. I realize every year you have some hard seat in terms of your wear, the what do we get at times and everything. You just love this. So you love that aspect about our culture. And I myself, I love this. I appreciate you for that. So you want to talk about that as well. So Nigel, where we are now. So
Well,
she left insurance in Dominica. She went to America. She was involved in insurance as well. So let us stay there now. And so let's see how it unfolds now for you, Marcelline, because we want to get a feel of how you got involved in what you're doing now as far as uniting Dominicans and helping expose their talent as well.
What I would say is that the Dominican people have always been my raw material. I love my Dominican people, and I like working with them, and I will think anything I can think of to help and to brand ourselves and to bring ourselves in the spotlight. I will do. And the expo, that idea for the expo, it was, we all knew what COVID-19 did to the world. The world was on lockdown, and we had a lot of time. While we were incubating, our minds were thinking, our minds were growing, and as a result, this is how the expo came into being. And the first expo, when it came around, we were still wearing masks. So although it was an outdoor event, but we still had to wear our masks because there was still COVID was pretty much there. And the COVID-19 pandemic, what it did is like it birthed a plethora of new businesses and new business, how you call it, new entrepreneurs. People people just came out with so many different things. They discovered that they had creativity. They discovered that they had a talent. They had a skill that maybe if there was no lockdown, they would not have realized. But I think it came from all this hibernation of doing nothing, that people just got talented and they just wanted to do something different, and the offices were closed down for a long time. So a lot of homegrown businesses were born that way. And of course, this, a lot of them are very successful. And to the point where persons, a lot of persons have decided not to go back in the working force, but to work for themselves, to be their own bosses, and to just do what their creative mind leads them to do.
I'm just
that
looking
was
at
sort of the genesis of the Dominican Expo.
Nigel, I'm looking at some of the comments as well, and this one may have come in a while now. Someone is saying that lighting needs to be adjusted, and someone is also saying she has the sun or reflection of the sun on her. So I think there's a strict lack of light coming across on your face. And
Oh, yeah.
so maybe we can just adjust it to ensure that we see you clearly. It's I think you still need to adjust your camera. Let's get a full view of
Bring
who
it back
Marcelline
down
is.
a little.
And yes, just go
Perfect.
down a
Let's
little
see.
with your face, and there's a streak of light that comes across. But anyway, let's see how we can keep it going. We want to see you clearly. You have your beautiful lady, so you can just adjust your camera just a little
I
for
don't even know
us.
how to fix that, maybe I have to, because I'm not in my computer room at this time, because the internet is not
Okay,
is
so we are seeing now half of your face, and
Just bring your camera down a
yes,
little.
just angle it a little down.
No, bring it down.
No,
No, no, no.
down. No,
Oh,
no.
bring it up.
The other
Sorry. Bring it up.
direction.
Bring
The
it
other
up. Bring it
direction.
up. Bring
Okay.
it up. Bring it
Okay.
up.
In
Bring
that
it
case,
up.
it's
Bring it
off.
up.
Okay, we'll have to do with that.
Okay.
There's just a streak of light that
Yes,
just interferes, but it's alright.
that's okay.
Yeah,
It might be
yeah,
the blinds or the curtain or
yeah,
I
yeah.
something
wonder
that's
if
Okay.
open up.
I wonder if I turn off the light, if it will. Let me see.
Let's see. It may be too dark though. Let's see.
I would,
No, can you see
let
it
me
better,
see that.
Nigel? No, you could put it back. You could put it back. I
Put it
wanna.
back on. It's cool.
Yeah,
It's
put it
cool.
back.
I
Yeah.
I
see who you are. Yes,
I
yes.
think
It might be the blinds or the curtains that's open and the sun coming through. The beautiful sun of New Jersey, but that's okay.
no. But I'm not in my office. I'm in a different
That's okay. That's
location.
all right. That's okay.
The internet is just acting up. It's
Yeah, the
In
working
and
up.
out. In and out. It happens. It happens. It
Let's
happens.
just say hello
But
to all our viewers, Nigel, as well. We always have to keep calling them on
oh yes,
Facebook and
yes,
on
we always
YouTube
have
as
to say
well.
hi to all of
I know
them who
Schultz
are
Joe is on, Rosalind
often
Severin
yes.
McLean, a lot of them, a lot of comments coming, and that's good. Very interesting discussion, of course, we're having this morning. So let's continue where we left off in terms of how you get involved in this grand exposition. And you'll give us a feel of as to how many years this is on, the reviews and all of that, and preparations for this upcoming event.
Yeah. Well, the expo is coming on, as it should, nicely, and it is planned for June 4th, for June 8th,
If.
for June 8th, at 10 o'clock in the morning. And well, while the expo is planned at 10 o'clock in the morning, the breakfast is going to be available from 8 o'clock in the morning. So people can come on very early to get their breakfast. And Ruth's Catering Services is going to be there, the chef for the day, and that is what he does best. I
Is
think
it is it local stuff on the menu for breakfast? Do you have any idea what might be there for breakfast?
his menu always ties in with the menu of the expo, because
Okay.
the expo is our culture as well. So, well, the expo is our culture.
Is that a Dominican chef?
Yes, he's a Dominican chef. His name is
Okay.
Belt Wayland. He's a Dominican chef.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and I think he caters sometimes for the consulate office in the Dominican consulate office in New York.
Nigel, I'm trying to remember. I can recall one year on Connecting the Dots, we had this roving reporter. Was it on the same expo?
Yes,
Or was
yes,
it
yes.
on the same
We had
exposition,
Tony
right?
Drago.
Yes,
Yes, we
yes.
had
Anthony
Tony
Drago was
Drago
on
who
as well,
was
roving
moving
reporter.
around.
Yes.
Yes, so roving reporter then that year.
And we
So,
saw all the
so
booths and all the wonderful displays. Yes, so tell us.
So yeah, so as I said, I love my Dominican people, because my Dominican people have always been my raw material, and I came up with this brainchild project to create a 767 platform where we can simultaneously connect on an economic, cultural, and social level, and in order to showcase our multi-talented Dominican diaspora community. This is how the arts and crafts, the Dominica Diaspora Arts and Crafts annual exposition was created. And it has, it has well, been participated and supported and welcomed. And although there's still a strong need to collaborate with other groups, like organizations on a broader sense, you know, uh, if we do that, it's in a united effort. As the Dominica logo says, united we grow. We know our products are good. We have organic and potent products that can compete on the international market on a much broader spectrum. Although some of them already have a placement on the international market, but it's on a limited scale. What we need is a stronger presence. And this is where the Dominican diaspora at Expo comes in. And since most of our raw materials are sourced from Dominica. And there are also business entrepreneurs in Dominica who have benefited significantly from this expo, because some of the work, was outsourced to them, and which has fostered, this in itself has fostered an economic bridge between Dominican suppliers and US based producers.
That's
So
good.
what
How do
we
you go about how do you go about in terms of like contacting the vendors or try those who are going to display their products? What's involved in that?
Okay, I'll tell you. When I did the first expo, to put the news out there, people came from the woodworks. Crafters came from the woodworks. And I was in awe. I didn't even realize.
That's not something you had anticipated even back then.
No. I didn't realize that there were so many Dominicans in the diaspora who had that type of craft and talent. And the first expo, there were 19 participants. And I was just blown away by the people who were calling. I want to do this. So once the flyer hit the social media, and word got around, people start calling from the woodworks. And that is how we winded up with 19 participants. But on another note, there were people who wanted to be part of the expo who were non-Dominicans. And they said they would do anything to get a table at the expo. But this expo is for Dominicans. It's not for other nationalities. And what qualifies you to be part of this expo is the 767 chip you have in your gut. And if you do not have that chip in your gut, you can't participate, because we are one of the diaspora groups who Dominican diaspora Dominicans are one of the diaspora groups who do not have a base, who do not have a platform with economically, because if you can go to the Jamaican store, you can go to the Trini store, but which Dominican store you can go and get just Dominican products? You don't know where to go. When I put the expo together the first year, I wanted to have a Dominican theme. And what I realized, I had to create it myself. I had to sew every tablecloth and every runner. I had to do it myself, because there's nowhere you can go in the US and say, well, let me go buy something Dominican. This is what I want. And so I had to. So it's a lot of hard work that I had to create myself. And some of the crafters, most of the crafters, they get the raw material because they're cocoa products and other products, castor oil, coconut oil, and the works and products that they bring to the expo. And some of this raw material is sourced from Dominica, and we want to maintain that in helping the small businesses from back home. But I want to say that there must be a way that is more efficient in bringing in the merchandise, other than taking several flights into Dominica. Like, for example, the coal pot. The coal pot had a US-based representative with their products who participated at the first expo, which is in 2021. But she did not participate last year, nor will she be participating this year. And all this is due to difficulties in getting the products out of Dominica into the US in a timely manner. So Ivona and Nigel, maybe with your voices, you both can do some lobbying with regards to other solutions that can be developed. And, lobbying and to present other solutions that can be developed and standardized. Wouldn't it be nice to see that, we have a steady stream of Dominican products, coming in.
And we have a lot of Dominican products that should be showcased at events like that.
The products are good. The products are good, because when you take, for example, our Dominican products, we have the most potent products. We have the most organic,
Yeah,
And
I believe we have to capitalize more on this.
that's
Right in Dominica, we have to see these things as necessary for our development. Expositions like that outside of Dominica, I think there should be a greater synergy, a greater partnership, among the local organization or the authorities responsible for this, in helping expositions overseas and trying to get the goods across and things like that. And this would just be
Yeah,
wonderful for
and in
us.
terms of in terms of that, as I was saying, have you like
Reach out.
contacted or made any connection with I mean like Dexia
The
or the
DDA
Ministry of
and
Tourism or
others.
DDA? Have you reached out? Any connections there?
Because what you're doing is selling Dominica, and they should partner, with events like that.
Yes. Well, one of the things I just wanted to ask is that wouldn't it be nice to see the presence of the Dominican consulate? Because the objective is the objective of this expo is to foster cultural, economic, social relationships with the diaspora for its non-residents. So it's not with it, well, for the non-resident citizens. And this is how we can do it if we do it on that level,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
next year. And because it would be nice if it would be nice if the presence of the consulate's office in New York would it would just be nice to have the presence.
Yeah,
And
we can make that happen.
Nigel, we'll have to see
So,
what
so
we can do. We'll have to see what we
yeah,
can do as
we
well
can
from
make
our
that.
end, because this is
We,
important.
we can make that happen. We can talk to the
We have had
ambassadors and make
several
that happen.
organizations like Dominica associations abroad, and that organizing events, similar to this, and but there's always this challenge. So
Yeah.
I think we need to work on this, because this will just benefit Dominica's tourism sector, our national development, and so much more. Because we have a lot of talents, we have a lot of Dominicans who do a lot of things. So just imagine you have like like a shipload of things going up to New Jersey for that exposition, things Dominica, like
and
arts and craft and
and
everything, and food and all of that. That
yes,
would all go
and
well.
then the media plays a very important role in the dissemination of information. And so, and that is why we have collaborated with TDN Caribbean Radio for, like with Anthony Trigo and
Anthony.
crew. With you, with connecting the dots, you and Nigel, I think that has given the expo flying wings, and I'm really grateful. I am really grateful, likewise. But what I would like to ask Ivona is that I think although you and Nigel have given some coverage and interviews and stuff like that, and which I thank you both. But I think and well, you both and DBS Radio for doing that. I think it would be a treat to grace us with your presence as the DBS correspondents. I don't know already Nigel will be there.
So Nigel, you never tell me. You see, Nigel, you crooked me.
Check
Okay,
your inbox. Check your inbox.
you crooked me.
I'm going to say, check your inbox.
Okay, I'll check my inbox first. I'll check my
I
inbox.
don't know Nigel is going to be there. Nigel.
Check your inbox. but,
No, but that's
but
good. That's good. That's really good. I really wish Nigel would be there, and we can form that link. That's because it's on a Saturday, right?
Yes, it's on a
Yeah,
Saturday.
the 8th of June.
Yes, it's on
Nigel,
a-
we're gonna make things happen.
I mean, we have to find a way to make it happen. Definitely so. Give us an idea. Give us an idea, Mastering, in terms of some of the products or some of the vendors some of the things that's going to be displayed there.
Well, some of the things that are going to be displayed, Nigel, I wish you could come. I wish you could come to see those things. And I hope you're going to come, you and Ivona, because it's a number of things our talented crafters have on display. And we have authors with books. Some of them have had launched their books for the first time.
So Rosalind is on. Rosalind Severin McLean.
Rosalind is on.
All right.
We have author Annette Phillip is on. Annette just came out with a new book. So
Did
she's
you
good.
okay?
Yeah.
Did you also make contact with gifters, John? No.
Gifters, yes, yeah.
Yes, Gifters is always also going to be part of the expo. He was
Nice.
part of the expo last year.
Okay.
And it's a wide range of products we're gonna have. There are people, participants who have printed mugs. I have this beautiful cup,
Nice.
from the expo. It's Dominican. It has a Dominican flag on there, and that's a Dominican doing those things. And you have people who present like coffees. I have one from Shul's Gourmet. I, we have people who are making deodorants and bathroom deodorizers, foot scrubs, ointments for eczemas, uh, the works. Yeah, you have a lady who does crochet. She makes that entire crochet outfit for the beach. So Ivona, I can see you in one of those wraps, those
Yeah, I like
crochet
the
wraps.
crochet. Yeah, I like them.
It's on your nice swimsuit. You can get that from her. She's going to be here. We have one of the person crafter participating for the first time, and she goes by the Facebook name, the business name of Heal and Go. She produces hair and body butters, and it's a number of them. I don't want you guys to put me on the spot because they say, oh, you
Yeah,
did not
yeah,
say,
it's all right.
but
But I
but
really love the idea, and I can see this,
yeah,
blossoming over the years. With so much products we have, so much local products, a lot of young people as well involved, in entrepreneurship, and doing a lot of wonderful things in Dominica. And imagine if we can get a lot of their products, in an exposition like that, what that would say for us. And so Nigel, we really have to see how we can work maybe with one or two other people to see how we can make something happen as well, to broaden
Oh,
the
yes.
scope of this event.
yeah.
Yes, definitely so. Also, by the way, Ivona, are you looking for sponsorship? Sign us up there. So, CTD family, sign us up there. We're ready to go. So,
So one more thing, and let me just list out a few more. So we have paint artists, like Gifters John said, and we have another lady who comes from New York, with beautiful paintings. We have a wide variety of punches and cocoa products, hot sauces, coconut and castor oil, jewelry. There are people who make jewelry. The jewelry is good. Creole dressmaking. For example, I make Creole dress. I have my own table. I participate fully in the expo with my own table.
And you're
And
dressed in your own
yes,
creation.
and this I also make the tête cassée. This is one of
Wow.
this is
This trick of that light. Just put it to the next side. Let me see this.
okay.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, I'm seeing it better now. This is
So that is
lovely. This
so
is
that is
lovely.
so that is
I
my
can see Ivona one
Yeah.
like.
Famatiens, huh?
and that was the first one I made
Wow.
for my ward, and that's the picture I sent you. So
I hold one of those for Ivona for when she come up, okay?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
I can
Yes.
see her in one of
But
them.
look at this. I was, of course, yours will be there. Some people said they like it like this, the swirl to the front.
Just like
But
bend
you
it a
can
little.
you can all that is how it is. I know it's supposed to be worn, but a
Okay.
lot of people are doing all sorts of
Yeah, or variations. It's like you wear a cap, you can wear it at the back or the front. Yeah, so, but
Yes,
that's
I can see
lovely.
Alice
And
in one. I can see Alice in one of those too.
yes. Ellie's the
that
queen.
and that swirl is it's versatile, it's flexible. You can actually turn it into what you want. You don't really have to wear it like
Yes.
that. But I put it like that
Yeah.
because I have it's you can put them in anyhow. I have different. This one you
Oh,
see is
that's
a leaf
nice.
here. That's a leaf here, and that's my own creation. And one of the things I would hope maybe one of those days we would see our creation. I would see my creation and the creativity of other crafters, maybe somewhere in Fendi or
Wow, of course. Do
or
you have a tag on it? Like your own tag, your personal tag on this?
I have
On
to
your
do
creations?
I have to get my tags
Of
and put
course
them
you
in.
should,
But
yes.
it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of work, and my work it's like there's everything that's everywhere right now, and I'm organizing the expo, I'm creating the craft for my table. I am also sewing the Creole dresses as
So you are
well.
very busy, Marcelline. Very, very busy these
I
days.
am. And this year is like I had a major hiccup on
Oh
the
yes,
road.
you told me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am,
What
and I'm trying to do my table. I'm
And look at
trying to
what you are doing, even amidst the challenges that that you face. So
yes,
that's
and
very, very good. I remember when we had Drygo on as the roving reporter, he spoke to quite a few people at the booth, Nigel. I think Tanya
Yes,
Green
yes,
Reed,
yes. You
Tanya
did. You
Green.
did. You did a
Tanya Green
wonderful
was
job for
on
us
as
there.
well with
Yes,
her
Tanya was
pastries
there.
at the
Tanya
time and
Green.
things like
Yes,
that.
yes, definitely. What about entertainment? I'm asking, what's the entertainment like going to be at the expo?
good.
Who we having this
So
year?
yes, nice. So the expo is well on the way, and we have a riveting day of fun and culture and music and food, and products will be full on display. And who will do that with us is DJ Falcon, the DJ we had last year with he has live PA system, so we'll be able to do the connections. I don't think we well, Ivona, you and Ivona will be doing stuff. I don't think they have to stream into to you, Ivona and Dominica, but I think you're gonna be here right here on the spot. And it will be strictly Dominican music, and
Should
with
be.
the genre of the cadas and the bouillon, and but this time around we are bringing in from Canada, a Golden Drum awardee and
Hey,
the legendary
hey, Levi,
by
low black.
Super L Low Black
It's
from
nice, nice.
Low Black as the headliner of the expo.
Wow.
I know Levi is listening, so a pleasant good morning to you, Levi. And we are taking this expo, in a grand type of market day with a
I
difference.
like this.
It's everything Dominican for the first time. We're going to have a Dominican diaspora farmer who is participating, and with her organic products grown on her farm. So she will be squeezing that cane juice right on the spot here.
And a woman, you said?
Yes, a
Wow.
woman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's going to be one of our guests, Ivona. We have to have her on because
Of
she's right here in
course.
Florida.
of
So
course, of
we
course.
have to link up with
And
her.
Sure.
and there will be mangoes and covers and soursop and all the organic stuff. And yeah, so it is a real blend. It's a unique blend, as I said, of music, food, and Dominican made products. uh, of course, we will have Creole wear on sale here, the parts and stuff like that, and the real we will the Dominican camaraderie represents the true nature and oneness of our people, and that is what the expo in itself presents. So, as spoke about the food, the catering services, Roosevelt, with Roos Catering Services, and it will be a full Dominican menu. He has the best crab backs. The food is great. If you want crab and callaloo or smoked meat broth, it will be right there on the fire. You will see it bubble.
Wow, I love this. I can just feel it already, Nigel. I'm looking at the
Yes.
comments as well, and let me just ill up a few people. So Glenda Shillingford is saying, love that, saying 767 chip. So you said that earlier. That was a nice tagline as well, the 767 chip. Glenda Shillingford is also saying, True Patriot. That's an expo I would sure like to be at. Very good idea, and that's coming from Clara Defoe. So Rosin is on as well, and she's saying it's actually a grand event. And great idea, Mrs. Edwards. Wish I could make it with my products. That's from Julie G. Joe. That's it, Nigel. I'm not sure if you're
Yes,
saying
Julie
this.
Joe. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and why? And someone is asking a question. Solan Mulcair. Is it Solan? Yeah. Why don't
Yes.
you have it
Yeah.
live on your program so we can get to see what it is all about for those who are unable to attend? So we'll arrange that. Glenda Shillingford is also saying it's a pity her screen is blurry. Yes, your screen is kind of blurry.
And if I go in my computer room,
Yeah,
then
it is all right. We'll have to just work with it.
internet is going to
That's
cut
okay.
off.
But I know what we'll be doing again is before the exposition that we will have you and a few others
Right.
on as well because they really want to show everything Dominica, so that's okay. Vernice Williams is saying was at the expo last year, was
It's better.
amazing.
I'm asking. Yes. Yes.
Is
Wonderful.
better?
Someone's
Okay.
asking a question.
You
Well,
just
I
need
think
to bring
Nigel
your
asked.
camera up a little. Just bring your camera up a little. Perfect. We're good.
That's
Okay.
better. That's better. So Talifa Chat is saying, is it too late to secure a table? So that's a question.
No, no, it's not. And
Okay.
you can call me at 862-248-9758. And
Say it
it
again. Say that number
Say that
again.
again.
it is 862-248-9758.
All
So
Okay.
you
right. So for those who want a table, it's not too late. Call
no,
Master in
no,
case
it's
yourself
not
if
too
anything.
late. And it's
That's
not
good.
just about the table. It's about securing your table because the name tags and the certificates of participation and everything has to be done. So have to be done. So it's not just
Okay.
coming to
Yeah.
an
That's important. Yeah.
it is well organized with with your tablecloths. You have two chairs. All you have to do is bring your product to the expo. It is what I'm trying to do is to market it as something of class.
Of course, it has to be. It has to
When you
be.
come here, you don't have to sit on a dirty chair. You sit on a chair that is nicely covered. You have a chair for your customer, and all you do is bring your products. Come early, bring your products. Your name tag will be on the table, on your table. When you come, you just have to spread your products on your table.
Yeah,
And
that's nice. I really
and
love this.
yes,
Antonelia Doctor is also watching. Ivy Gordon, that's my sister. Good morning. So that's your sister?
yes,
She's
that's my
saying good.
sister who
Yes.
lives in
Gail Bruni
Montserrat.
is also watching. So a lot of people really digging this. I really like this. I really love what you all are doing. I'm happy that we have you on because I can remember the excitement the last time we had Anthony on. And we felt
Yeah,
like we were there because he was
yeah.
just bringing it. Creating all the call and excitement for us, and that was very good. And I'm hoping that we can even do more from our end for this
Yes,
grand exposition.
and I won't forget Tanya Green. Tanya Green did some amazing
Yes,
interviews as
yes.
well. So I'm looking forward to seeing her here as well. And it's we can do it. We can do it. We can do it as a people. We can do it because why not? We have the best.
Yeah, we
We
can
have
do
the
it.
best
Yeah.
products. We have the best products. And our products cannot be compared. They cannot be compared to the products that are there cannot be compared to ours. And when I talk about the most potent products, we're talking about the bay leaf and that peppermint grown in Dominica. That thing is
Yeah, yeah.
so potent. And it's, you make the comparison to what is sold in the Caribbean and US market out here, it's just totally different.
Wow.
St. Thomas has a type of bay leaf. It looks everything like bay leaf, but I said it's bay leaf cousin. It's a cousin of bay leaf
Yes,
because
yes, I know it.
bay leaf cousin.
Yes,
And
yeah.
once
Wow.
I went,
I,
yeah,
I
go
love
ahead.
this. Dr. Dangleben too. That's what Rosin Severin Macklin is saying. So I guess he'll be on as well
Yes, yes, Dr.
because he
Ben,
has his
Dr.
books and he'll talk about health and all of that. So I can just see, I can just see the vibes Nigel on that day. I
Oh
really
yes,
like
oh
it.
yes, oh yes, oh yes. And
Um,
I can feel the excitement that we got from, when Tony did this for us. What's available on all the different tables and
yeah.
what about the participation from the public,
Oh
those who
yes,
come to
that's
actually
that's crucial.
do the events? What is it?
Man, the participation, I can't complain about the participation. I can't. Because on Tony himself said that was the first event he went to, and he saw Dominicans just came out all out, and they just bought everything. The Dominicans
Nice.
come out because Dominicans love their culture, and if you tell them, dress in your Creole wear, put anything Creole and come. Once it have music, and once it have, and once there is, a Dominican menu, Dominicans will shout because that is our culture. That is how we grew up. What we are doing here is not by accident. We are doing it because we grew up seeing, in the communities. Well, when I say in the community, I'm talking about in Dominica. Dominicans are creative people. My grandfather was a boat maker. He used to make boats,
Wow.
and yeah, and there's so many. My mom used to sew. My mom used to sew. My mom made all our clothes. When my dad would go to whenever he's coming back home from his trips he'd bring home the material, so she would make our clothes, and that's where I first learned how to sew, going on that machine and breaking those needles and sewing little dolls dresses and trying to make things, make things. That's how we learned to sew. And there was also the I forget how you call it, sewing and textile at school. So we learned a thing or
Crochet
two.
and macrame and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, we learned something there in that class. And I did a class here as well in professional sewing. So so
Wonderful, wonderful. So Master, the event is from 10 to what time? 10 to...
the event, well, I tell everybody come early because
Because there's breakfast before. So you
there's
want to be there
breakfast
between
before.
8 and 10
Bruce
for
catering
breakfast.
service will be catering to our breakfast needs. And the expo itself starts at 10 o'clock. But Ivona, when I heard the prayer for connecting the dots, something just made some sparks in my mind. I said, oh, that's beautiful. I must create a prayer for the expo as well, our own
Yeah,
expo.
that's a good idea. That's a good idea. In
Yeah,
fact, yes,
because
yeah.
but because we always bring in our pastor. We always bring in our pastor too. We bring in our pastor. You can come now. You bring in our pastor to bless the tables and bless the events, and it's amazing. I remembered in one of the expo, so the second expo, the there were crafters who participated, who had a little difficulty meeting their tables and what have you. And when they came to the expo, they paid late, but when they came to the expo, they sold out.
Wow.
So maybe it's the
Yes,
prayers
that's
and
it.
the
Yes,
trust
yes. Always good to have those.
Oh,
The
yeah.
blessings are always flowing.
Yeah. Hey, Nigel, my friend is on. Levi
Who's
Low
that?
Black. He's saying, good
Hey,
morning, my
Super
dear
LG.
friends.
Good morning.
I've
Morning,
been listening in
Super
my
LG, brother.
vehicle. I'm now on your Facebook page, and he's saying more. Look.
Yes.
Yeah,
Good
he's saying a
morning to
lot more.
you. Good morning to you, Super
Yeah.
L. Around what time will Super L be on? Like general, more in the afternoon time, more the evening time,
Super L will be on all day.
Hey,
all day.
and he has the
Okay.
laddie, why? Yes, he has
Oh
it.
yes, you have the energy to go all day.
Super L will be there all day. So
Wow.
Super L is going to entertain us with some of that Super L
And you say
soul.
DJ Falcon will be
Beautiful,
there, the
beautiful.
food will be
And
there, everything will be
and
there,
Dick
the excitement, the
Falcon
ambience. Dominica will
will
be
be
there.
there. And I hope I did not leave out any important aspects.
Now we have the food, we have the music, we have the prayer, we have the products, we have the ambience, we have the outfits. So it's going to be a nice Dominican day on June 8th, right?
On June
Yeah.
8th.
Do you have a theme
And
every year, or it's just like the Dominica Diaspora Exposition?
it is an annual expo, and we are going to do it every year. Well,
No, I'm asking if you have a theme. Is there a specific theme for this year's event?
it's a theme.
A theme,
That's
yes,
what
a
I said.
theme.
If it's a theme, we don't really do the theme, but
I mean,
maybe
Dominica already, so that's a theme. So
yeah, it's a Dominican Diaspora Art Expo, so we don't really do thing. But one of the things that I am glad that this expo is here to do is that it is going to give us, the opportunity to meet and connect with prospects, like business partners, persons who are interested, because we have to grow this thing, and a lot of people have called me this year, and the calls and the support I am getting, it is tremendous.
that's good.
And persons are already pledging to work with me as a team for Expo 2025, and this is a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Various groups have
Yes.
called
Let me
me.
provide you for a theme for next year, for this year, and it's based on
Yes.
something you said.
Yeah.
All right. So your theme for this year and next, well, this year might be too late, but next year you can probably see exposing the 767 chip.
Yes, because I love this
Okay.
myself. Yes,
Exposing the
the
767
767
chip.
chip.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I will do that. And
Yes.
I gave it to you for free. That's my participation.
He's the
exposing the
smart one. He's the smart
but,
one.
exposing the 767 chip.
Yeah.
yes,
Yes.
Okay.
exposing
Yes.
the
You see, she's
767
taking
chip.
down copious notes, so that's good. But let's just
Yeah.
say as we end, because we have to end, we have already run out of time. I think Tizo
Yeah.
Gordon is on. She's saying good morning, everyone. So we welcome you as well. Muriel Stewart. Wow. Always with us, so that's good.
Always there.
Always
Always there.
there.
Yes.
Carol
But
Levy, bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Good day. Anthony
so,
the
Marcelline, I
doctor.
mean, yes, time has come, and I mean, we thank you for being part of this. Why is Marcelline doing this?
Yeah.
Why is Marcelline doing this as we end?
I am doing that because we need our own platform. We need to brand ourselves as a people. We need it because we have something good that we can present to the wider communities. And this is the reason I am doing it. And we are very talented people. So why not? If we are so talented and if we are doing so much here, why not we put it on on one platform? Why don't we come strengthen our relationships and just do it? It is better. You are more effective when you are face to face. You can brand your product. You can market your product better, and that's what it is, because we all need to generate sales. We all need to capture new leads. We need to build a better. We all need to. This
Yeah,
this is the database, and it is a way to brand our awareness.
That's it.
So when I say why I am doing it, I would say why we are doing it. And
Beautiful.
a lot of times, I don't like to say I, and it's better to say we, because it is our expo. It is not my expo, it is our expo. Because we all, with all the participants who participated, the 19 participants in the first expo, the 26 participants in the second expo, and these participants that is well on the way to a 30 seat platform, then we are branding ourselves as a Dominican people, and this is the way to go. If we have to succeed, we have to come together. We have to put away our indifferences and come together. This is the only way we can build our products and build our brand. So I'm encouraging everyone with a product. You can contact me at 862-248-9758, or come on down. Even if you don't have a product, dress in your Creole wear and come on down to support the expo, because you have like 20-something participants, and it's just come and see what they have to offer. Everyone share it, share the flyer, share it to your friends, or share it on your social media, share it on whatever platform you can share it. And Ivona, you and Nigel have done a tremendous job in promoting the expo, and I really look forward in us having more interviews and having more promotions.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. It's our pleasure. What I want you to do as well is see if you can make connection with some of the people who will be at that exposition, so we can have another program geared towards that exposition. So I'm really thankful for that we could have you on. I'm really happy that we could have you on, and that we could look at this. Nigel, there's some work obviously that we have to do. Talking about some work, Nigel, and we have been doing some work, let me just say hello to Loic Charles, a former guest.
Charles,
he was on just recently, and we had a little crew working together for something to become reality, and we're happy for this. We're really happy for this.
Very happy it happens.
So, and anybody listening to us right now, Dominicans, especially those residing abroad, you are part of an organization, a Dominic organization. There's something coming up soon. Let us know. Even if you were on already, let us know, because we want to promote these events. Thank you so much, Marcelline. I really enjoyed it. We'll have you on again soon, just before the expo or the day itself. But we have to make that connection continue, in fact, to strengthen that bond.
Yes,
thank you so much.
Everyone, I really appreciate, and because I truly love working with my Dominican people. I do. I love my Dominican people. I love working with them. And anything we can do to market ourselves, brand ourselves, and to make ourselves stronger, I am willing to do.
All right.
Just come on down, come and support, come on, just come on down, Levi will be there giving us some of his Levi's. So, you know, I'm just with welcome. And the food is good. The food is so good. The products are good. The camaraderie is good. It's a beautiful event. It's our thing. It's our Dominicanness. Yes, come and let us celebrate our Dominicanness.
Yes, I like this. All right.
And in our music, say music canoe, it's our food, it's our culture, it's what we do as a people. So,
right.
767 Stuyvesant Avenue in Irvington, New Jersey. Contact me. My number is 862-248-9758. Right. And next week, Ivona, I will organize for you to have.
We'll talk. We'll see what we can arrange after the program, okay?
Yes,
but let me
definitely.
say as well, hello to Sandra Sayers, who is also on. So Schultz Joe is there. She's saying that this expo will be grand. And you'll meet so many Dominicans with many talents. Mackie Paul is saying all the best for this expo. You know, and Catherine, Janice, Layton, Alma is on as well and saying good job, you know. So, wow, so many people on. But I'm very happy that we could share this with you. Nigel will talk again next week. The time has gone. The time has run.
We'll link again next week as always.
We have to run. We have to run. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Marcelline.
Yes, God bless you guys.
All right,
and
take care.
God bless Dominica.
All right then.
Yes, okay.